Well, I go the opposite way. I always assume when I see someone that I haven't seen in a while that they don't remember me. Like, we go to parties for South by Southwest, and we run into other people who do what we do. They're not from Austin, but they come to visit Austin. Also, a lot of times you might know somebody, but you know them in a context. And so when you see them outside that context, so, you don't recognize them right away. So a lot of times I just, like, when I haven't seen somebody in, like, 2 years, I'll walk up and say, oh, hey, so-and-so, hey, Burnie from Rooster. And they go, yep, I know who you are. Yeah. Well, that's probably don't, but they're probably like, okay, yeah.
That's the polite thing to do, though.
It is the polite thing to do.
I reintroduce myself constantly.
Yeah. I just assume that people have busy lives, and
every day when I get home from work, I walk in, I'm like, good to see you, Esther. I'm Gus. I'll be your husband.
I know.
Hi, Benjamin. Judging by the spreadsheet, we'll have sexual intercourse tonight.
I think
There's a 0% chance.
It's more to assume people remember you than to not reintroduce yourself.
No.
Like, I think it's worse to be like, oh, you obviously remember me, rather than to be like, oh, you already introduced yourself to me. I don't think that's as bad.
You don't think it's as bad to do what? I'm sorry, I'm not following. You lost me a little bit in the case.
To reintroduce yourself, I think that's better than assuming they remember you.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're saying.
Of course it is.
Isn't that what we just said, though?
No, I'm just reaffirming that.
You did it in, like, the most roundabout way.
You could have said, I agree.
Jack, you want to go for it as well, just to get a third opinion?
If you haven't seen someone in a long time, it's better if you introduce yourself as you see them again. Like, hey, I was here a couple years ago. It was good to see you again. Just assume they don't remember who you are. That's the way I
actually got lost in that because I didn't know whether it was good or whether it wasn't.
You really did remake the point again. Gavin, do you want to make the point?
Let's stop. For the love of God, just stop.
And it was like $199 to replace the glass on the iPhone 4 that I broke, or it was $400 to buy the phone. So I said, I'm just going to buy the phone for $400, because then it's like, I felt like in my mind, that consumer math, I'm only paying $200 for this phone, And so I did that, and I got it. And then he goes, cool. He goes, well, here, let me take it, and I'll check your serial number on it. And he did something with it. And this was actually on my iPhone 4. He was doing this to check the warranty. So he took the iPhone 4, I gave it to him, and I unlocked, and I handed it to him. And he went to go check it. And then I had that moment where I didn't have anything to do. So I went to reach for my phone, and he's got it, and I went to reach, and I go, oh. And then I just sat there in the Apple store like this. I had no idea.
You don't know what to do with your hands if there's not an iPhone in it.
It's like when you pull the hard drive out of a computer that's on it. It's just like.
I love it. The second you gave it to him, you went to reach for your phone.
Like a reflex. It's like, that's what I do when I'm by myself in like a public situation. I have nothing to do. I'm gonna check something, and I literally was like. And then phone was out. I turned like 90 degrees and looked at the shelves.
Like you don't know what to do with your body now. Like,
I had no idea what to do with myself.
Feels weird.
What happens to me a lot is I'll be on my mobile phone on hold. And I'm like, God, this is boring. Where's my phone? Then I like start reaching in my pocket for it to do something. Like, oh wait, yeah, I'm on hold.
I was talking about that on before we started the podcast. I was FaceTiming with someone one time, and I was like, "Oh shit, where's my phone?" And I literally was FaceTiming, holding it in my hand. It's like
while you were looking for your
phone.
I
was looking for my phone.
Did you say that out loud, and the person on the other end was like?
I thought it to myself. Then I looked around, I was like, "Oh fuck," and then I had to explain it. So
does that gross you out?
Gavin hates soggy
Anything
stuff.
soggy, man.
Anything soggy.
What about a vagina?
Nothing that is.
What?
Would you ever describe a vagina as soggy?
I was trying to come up with something that he would say yes.
But nothing that is
soggy
hard.
plunge.
Nothing that is hard normally is ever better soggy.
So like a dick.
Why are we talking about genitals being soggy?
What about?
Oh, listen to Gavin. Poor fucking Gavin. Why are we talking about genitals?
How long does it take for radiation from a nuke to kill you?
It depends how close you are, I guess.
Yeah, I think it depends on your exposure. It depends on a lot of things.
Okay, so I can see the mushroom cloud on the horizon. Better head out. Is that too late?
Well, look at the time.
Gotta get going.
You might have time. It's on the horizon.
I just see a reflection of the giant explosion.
Hopefully it's not too bright and you don't get killed by the brightness.
I mean, could you leave? Why would you evacuate before the explosion, too? I mean, isn't that the indication that there's a nuclear war going on when you see an explosion?
What do you mean? Why would I?
What do you say when you bugger out? Then it's like, why would you you should evacuate on random days in case a nuclear explosion is going to come? Is that the way it's going to work for you?
No, he's saying once you see the mushroom cloud.
Well, the mushroom cloud is the explosion. I mean, why
That's
would
what
you?
I'm saying.
Yeah,
why would you leave before that?
I didn't say
didn't say
leave
that.
before that.
Okay.
You're crazy.
No, you're saying is it too late? There's no other time to leave. You can't leave until the fucking bomb goes off.
No, he's saying if you see it on the horizon, is it too late?
It's in.
Are you dead already?
It's the radiation from that, which I imagine moves faster than I can get out of there. Like light, isn't it? Radiation. Anyway.
So, let me get it. Radiation might fall somewhere between the speed of Gavin and the speed of light. that narrow window of speed.
I think it gets blown by the wind. Like
So it's airborne?
like
Yeah,
radioactive dust and like the
attaches to
particulate.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm good then.
Why? Because
Because you can outrun dust.
The wind.
Gavin free, faster than dust.
dust just lays there.
Dust is lazy.
Shows
Then
up.
again, that's a similar thing. It's, what do you define as a zombie? Do you define it as someone who died but is still alive?
Wow. Wait, can we repeat that? Will you please just repeat what you said? 'Cause
No, like
some
you
people may have missed that.
You can have someone who's died but they're still on. No, like
I was in the text. The definition of a zombie is someone who has died but is still alive.
Jesus.
This
Christ.
actually, after we had this discussion, something happened. Like I was in the kitchen, and it was Chris and Brandon and Matt, our CEO, Matt who plays Sarge.
We have footage of it.
Yeah, I know we do.
No, we have it queued up and ready.
Right, I know. That's what I'm bringing it up.
Oh,
So Holly,
God.
Holly, the female in this clip is Holly. She's our new PHP developer, and we're all in the kitchen, and she's
my
walking
God,
through
oh, this is
Oh
beautiful.
my
the
God.
security footage.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
So here comes Holly,
All right.
walking through the door,
Walking
happy as
through
can
the
be, and she goes, "I'm walking away," and then she goes wham, and she eats it.
And everyone,
No!
Brandon doesn't
Wow.
even move.
Brandon and Chris don't even uncross their arms. I didn't even know that Matt made that big a move
Yeah,
to help
Matt
her.
reached.
So let me explain what we just saw.
Has zero reaction. I mean,
Wow.
So Holly walked in the door. She walked like from the kitchen to the hallway transition, and she slipped and fell.
but she did the exact thing.
Brandon says his reaction was laughing.
Oh, that's
You
even
can't
better.
see it. Thank you,
Why
Brandon.
did you
That's
have to
awesome.
clear that up?
Wow.
But Holly did the exact thing that I would expect anyone to do. Just like immediately get up and keep going. Just be like, well, I fell.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
what if,
keep
like,
going.
in the
But if
Oscars
everyone
case-
swarmed and went, oh my God, I'd be like, all right.
But
I
what if in the
fell.
Oscars case she's wearing a giant gown and you don't know if she can actually get back up?
I'd
they're
probably give
replaying
it.
We got a replay here.
Okay.
And then Burnie. It looks like
I
Burnie.
like that you were looking at it. It's like you put a banana skin
Yeah.
on or something.
Did you see yourself from behind you?
What, you shoot her a look that made her fall down?
What did
Maybe.
you slip on, Holly?
It was raining outside
Oh,
and
it's
it was
wet.
wet, and she was
Can we
wearing.
get Holly on the camera? Do we have that
Yeah,
set up?
yeah, Holly, you want to jump on the
Would you like to
the
make your
hot seat over there?
Let us know how you felt as someone who was helpless and fell over.
It'll take a few seconds to
Yeah,
get the
but I
camera
gotta
queued up.
say too, is like they're cutting the clip off here. This is security camera footage, by the way. We'll put it in the link dump. But Brandon and Chris, and I'm over by now the sink, and I go, how come nobody helped her get up? Come on, guys. And Brandon, still without uncrossing his arms, he looks at me, and then he looks up at the security camera and he goes, hey, you think we got a clear shot of that? Like his mind immediately went to not only don't help her.
Oh,
but-
Holly's wearing a green shirt in front of a green screen. This could be very
But
interesting.
then it goes to him like I can collect footage of this and use
What
it.
are the chances?
And of course then we showed it. So
We can't.
I think what was the guy's name who played Jaws?
What?
Robert Shaw?
who played Jaws?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the James Bond Jaws?
Yeah.
I thought I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Jesus.
No, yeah. It was what was his name? The guy,
The fishy guy, you know.
fishy guy.
Charlie Tuna.
Anyway, I think I read that. Oh my God, I'm getting splattered. I think
All right, so Chris, how did you come across meeting Bushwick Bill?
Well, the first time I met him, I was at a bar, and I have a Yoda backpack where it looks like Yoda's holding onto my back, like Empire Strikes Back. You
Yeah,
see me wear
I love
around
that
the office?
backpack.
Yeah, and so I was wearing that, and then walking around the bar, and then I felt someone kind of tug from below. I looked down, and it was this, small little black fellow with one eye. He had a Band-Aid over it, and he was like, "Oh, I like that little guy," and I was like, "Yeah, he's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, us little guys gotta stick together." Where'd you get him? I was like, I got him on Amazon for like $40 or $50. I was like, that's cool. I'll give you $200 for him. And I was like, what? And he goes, no, $200. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So then he's like, he waved at someone, and then this other guy comes out and just pulls out $200, hands me the $200, and I'm like, here you go.
what about all your stuff?
Huh?
Did you have anything in there?
I took my stuff out. I had a couple pieces of candy.
You had $200.
Where were you?
What did you sell? What did you sell?
His
My
Yoda,
Yoda
backpack.
backpack.
Okay.
Where were you wearing
So,
a Yoda
wait,
backpack?
wait. So Chris, you're walking around town with a Yoda backpack and you've got nothing in it but a couple pieces of candy. what kind of life are you
going
living? That's what
trick-or-treating?
you're doing. You're walking around with a backpack with 2 pieces of candy.
I think at one point there was an energy drink, but I drank
Oh,
that.
well,
Good point.
that
That makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
You're like Kramer going to work with a briefcase with crackers in it and that's it. Walking around with a backpack with 2 pieces of candy in it.
So what happened after he? bought
Well,
your
see, I didn't
backpack?
know it was, and it's he had a crew, you know, and one of them came out to me and was like, "Do you know who just bought your Yoda backpack?" And I was like, "Not really," and he goes, That's Bushwick Bill from Ghetto Boys." I'm like, I still didn't know who he was, and they're like, Ghetto Boys? I'm like, no. He's like, have you seen Office Space? I'm like, yeah. It's like, they sing that song. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that's pretty much it. He got my Yoda backpack.
And then he did the recap.
Well, yeah, and then me and Brandon were filming for the recap in downtown, and it's like, there he is. Yeah.
And he remembered you.
Yeah, he remembered me. He's
Was
like,
he
yeah, I
wearing it?
remember that
How long
backpack.
ago was this that you sold him the backpack?
Oh, like 3 weeks
That's
ago.
South by Southwest.
No,
Wait, so
I
you
sold him the backpack
at
3
South by
weeks ago.
Southwest?
No, 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
never mind.
and then ran
Okay.
into him this last week.
Dude, for someone who got shot in the face, he doesn't look bad, does he?
I know, he's a good dude. But he's
So-
nice.
So is he like a hype man for the Ghetto Boys, or does he actually rap?
Yeah, he rap.
I thought you
You
said
know?
hype.
Because there's only
man.
3 of them.
I don't know.
I can think of it
I
right
shot a Nerf dart onto my eyeball and it suctioned to my eye.
now. Get the fuck out of here.
Are you
What'd you
serious?
do?
No, yeah, I was messing with it because I had a Nerf Maverick and everyone was like modifying them so you could, because usually you can tip the little revolving part out and just kind of rotate it. But then if you shave away at some bit, you can flick it all the way out and go, and it's better. I don't know, I was bored. And I was just looking down it one day. Just shot myself in the eye by accident. And it was like on my eyeball.
What did you do? Did you try to close your eye and it was like,
Yeah, I was like, oh. And I thought like everything was blurry.
Did you
for a
have to
while.
pull it off and you went?
No, when I did that a few times, it fell off, but I thought I blinded myself for a second. It was really dumb. Why was I looking, I thought for some reason because it's a Nerf dart, it wouldn't be dangerous to look down the barrel while my finger was on the trigger. But yeah, don't do that. It sucks.
So it was like music from Batman and like Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, and like it was all like this really kick-ass music. No. Shit, I knew
Who do
I
you think is
like,
talking? I'm looking at pictures of Gavin
Brandon's saying
Barnes.
that Jack lost his camera privileges since you went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You can lean in,
Go ahead,
Jack.
go
All right,
ahead.
I
Yeah.
can
You tell your
poke in.
story.
Oh,
Oh,
they
there we
fixed
go.
it. Boo.
But,
I have to do my ventriloquist thing.
Anyway,
Try to
so
tell
like,
Jack's
so I
story
saw
for me.
I saw the movie in the coolest version that would never exist in real life, and then the with a perfect audience. So I was definitely overhyped going into it.
I saw Mama at Button-Up-A-Thon this year.
Okay, I have a question for Burnie.
Go.
Because you have a kid, and you're the only one here who has a kid.
Yep.
That we know of.
That's true. So, say your kid survives something really,
Jesus. Okay.
really
All right.
lucky.
People with kids hate this.
I once read about a baby who was sat. There's a block of flats.
Go ahead.
What would you call it? Apartments.
Okay.
Apartments.
apartment.
Okay, a kid falls off a balcony, and he lands on his nappy. What do you call a nappy again?
Diaper.
There you go. I refuse to say that. It's a stupid word.
Yeah,
so he
nappy
tumbles-
sounds
Nappy's
so much better.
cuter.
Yeah,
We
so
also
he-
call falling sky schlims. so you know.
So this kid falls about 10 stories
Sky schlims.
off a balcony, right? And he lands
On his
in the
nappy.
sitting position on his
Dunks.
nappy.
Go ahead.
It absorbs all of his fall, explodes, like he lands and it goes, and the kid survives.
Yeah.
So his shit breaks his fall.
It wasn't shit, it was just air rushing into the nappy and exploding and decelerating him enough where he didn't break his back and all that stuff.
Go ahead.
So your kid is basically a miracle child. It fell 10 stories and lived.
They call me Mr. Glass.
Would you now be super protective of that kid, or would you be like, this kid can survive anything? Go out, go and do anything
Throw
you
it
want
like
to
a
do.
football.
Okay.
Or is it irrelevant to you because superstition is toilet?
No. Can I perfectly honest?
Yeah.
Perfectly honest. If the kid were to die, it would be a horrible tragedy in everybody's life. If the kid survives, I have to admit, you would have to deal with the embarrassment of I let my kid walk around on a fucking balcony of a 10-story apartment.
Yeah.
And
A
he
baby
lived.
old
Then-
enough to wear a diaper.
Well, yeah, well, like, people would be okay criticizing you because the kid lived. If the kid died, is a horrible topic. Then it would be like a horrible tragedy, then shit happens. But then if the kid lives, then people would go like, the fuck, why were you letting your kid, like, bounce
It's almost you
around?
get penalized more because the kid survived.
No, it's just okay. Like, you would never, like, blame somebody because the kid,
Yeah.
died or whatever.
Yeah.
No, but if anything, I tell you, if anything happens, people always say, like, you see your kid and like, you instantly connect and all that stuff. And that's true, but definitely it's like if something happens to your kid, you have a like visceral reaction to it. And I can say probably the best example of that is there's been times where I have done something dumb and hurt one of my kids. You know, like
an accident, right?
Yeah, like an accident. Like
Yeah.
you're pushing them on a bike and then you like let them go and they fucking flip shit and they're wrapped up in the bike and you feel terrible about it. You feel even worse because you have a shitty kid. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like,
Wow.
I did a thing once which if I talk about it, it'll make me like tense up and cringe.
Really?
Will
Have
you
you
cry?
talked about it on the podcast?
I know the story. Yeah,
know
I
the
think
story.
you have told this before.
Yeah,
Tell it.
I
You don't have to tell it.
He was JD was Jack at the time was a baby. I'm just imagining a baby Jack, like a bearded beard, bearded baby.
Beard and a
But
bear.
I was cutting his fingernails.
Oh no.
Oh no, this is the story I've heard then.
Clip, and I cut the end of his finger off, like the probably was like just enough to take it down to layer of skin where it just started to bleed, and I was like, and it was like a big flap, and I was like, and he goes, like he was a baby, and he like did that, and then he just fired away. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And then I see blood and all that stuff, and I cut his finger on the end, and I just felt like I felt like the lowest form of life. I just felt terrible about it. Crazy thing about it was though, I took that little flap and I just mushed it back into place, and I held it there, I think for like 30 seconds. This is not a joke, dude. It was healed.
Kids will heal.
Dude, it stopped bleeding, and you couldn't see the line. You couldn't see
It's
the
like a
line.
superhero.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
fucked up.
Well,
it's like-
themselves.
it's like the,
Falling out and landing on your diaper.
It's like the 10-year-old who decapitated himself and they put his head back on and it fixed.
Oh,
You
and
couldn't do that to a
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard about this kid who is go-karting, right?
yeah,
Partial decapitation.
internal
It
decapitation.
was, yeah, like the bones all broke.
Yeah, he basically
okay.
flipped
I
his
think I remember- I
go-kart
think I remember talking
and
about
his head
this.
came off, but
Yeah, we talked about
it
this
was
forever ago.
it was held in place
Yeah,
by all
okay.
the gubbins in his neck.
The gubbins.
And they just
Gubbins.
plonked it back on and everything worked again. He was paralyzed and they unparalyzed him by putting his head back on his neck. And if he was like 25, he'd be dead.
Or paralyzed.
Or paralyzed from the neck down. But I don't think I should ever own a kid just for moments like that where I don't want to be upset by the damage that I could do to a kid. Never gonna have
Well,
one.
you wouldn't. That's a go-kart.
It is a big responsibility.
When I'm
Listen,
30, I'll have a kid.
our kids are terrible. Like they cannot sustain themselves for like a good 3 or 4 years. I mean, they can't.
Well, we were saying this recently. Humans are crap.
Who knew? Who
An
knew?
elephant can shit out an elephant and it will
Right.
stand up and walk about
Right.
and just be an elephant that's small.
Just be an elephant.
A
that's
little
small.
When does an elephant know to stop growing? That's the problem.
No, but it's true. It's like a human
like
baby.
bones?
It's fucking defenseless and it's noisy as shit. How did these things make it through evolution?
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Have
There's
have we devolved in that way? Like become more crap?
And let's be honest. Straight up talk. Babies look delicious. If I if I was a predator out there and I had a choice between eating Jack or eating a baby,
Or a
I
nice
would.
fresh blobby baby.
Yeah, like,
But there's like nothing to them.
What's that?
It's like an hors d'oeuvre.
yeah.
A pig in a blanket.
Yeah.